Welcome back, everybody, to another episode, the season finale of Photography Tips and Tricks, the show for inspiration, gear tips, guide, anything that you need to get your pictures over to the next level. My name is RC, and we're pulling out the big guns this time. We've got Mr. Matt Laskowski talking to us about a pre-focusing tip, shooting at night. What do you got, Matt?
All right, so here's the deal. When you get out there at night, chances are your camera's not really going to have anything to autofocus on. So when we're shooting at night, one of the things that we'll do, we actually have a couple of little tricks that we do. One of the things is bring, and I'm gonna quote RC on this one, bring a big ass light with you when you go out there. But if you've got some kind of a big flashlight that you can shine on something that might be in front of you, that's going to help you use your autofocus system to get a good focus point on. Okay, so you shine the light on something, use autofocus, put the little point on there, you can autofocus, then you're going to switch your camera over to manual. And you want to keep it on manual because every time you shoot, you don't want your camera searching for focus each time. All right, so now here's a little trick for you. Once you get out there, once you have your focus set, everything's good, one of the things you're going to want to do when you get onto manual focus is you're going to want some way to lock focus. All right, when I say lock focus, I mean so that your little focus ring doesn't move here on your lens, because if you just nudge it, if you bump it, if you switch lenses, if you do anything, you're going to move that focus ring. So what you can do, really simple, you can grab a piece of gaffer tape and then just take it and put it right onto the lens and put it between the focus ring and the actual lens itself, so that part of it's on the focus ring, part of it's on the lens, and that way your lens, your focus ring is not going to move around, and that way you can lock in that focus if you're shooting at night, so you don't have to worry about if it's moving. A lot of people bring a little flashlight and kind of even make a little mental note of where you focus right on that little glass element that's right there. So that's another thing that you can do. But personally, I think the gaffer tape works really good, because now I don't have to worry about it, I don't have to worry about moving it, and that way I don't get back to my computer later on, because you will never see this on the back of your camera. When you're shooting at night, it's really hard to check that critical focus, get back on your computer and realize that you accidentally moved it. All right, so there you go. You're shooting at night, gaffer tape, bring a little whirl of it with you, you're all set to go.
Thanks so much, Matt. That's pretty good. Pretty good. See, this is the light. Oh, actually, here. I know I'm going to run into trouble here because I'm doing this last minute, but I do want to show this to you because I think it's really, really good. My buddy Jay Abramson turned me on to this. Streamlight. Streamlight has really, really good lights. They're just bright, super bright. So these are big A lights. They're great lights. And the Strion LED is one of them. I mean, there's a bunch of different websites. So you go to streamlight.com. He's turned me on to this. He's a big flashlight guy, and he was just like, dude, you need a light that's going to go places. Make sure you take a look at Streamlight. I'll probably bring it in next season. You guys can take a look at it. Can I jump in with just like a extra tip on top of that? Because a lot of times what will happen is, and it is true, you want a light that you can shine, and you can use your autofocus system to focus and lock in on that. A lot of times you might not have something close enough to you that you can shine a light on, or if you just forgot your light altogether. One of the things you can do is just help yourself out, set your focus, put it into manual focus, put your lens on a manual focus, and set your focus to infinity. But infinity's not, all infinities are not equal. There's like the one edge of infinity, there's the other edge of infinity, and you might have to do some tests, but it only takes a few minutes. Do a couple of tests as you move your focus ring between those areas on infinity, and a lot of times you'll find that one critical spot. You're gonna have to zoom in each time you do it, but once you find it, then you take the tape and you lock it down. You should be good. Nice. Thank you very much, Matt. So a little double tip action there. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we've got more tips, more gear, more inspiration right here on Photography Tips and Tricks.
The key to the headshot and capturing a great headshot, or portrait for that matter, is expression. You can have great lighting, you can have a great subject, you can have a killer background, but if you don't have expression, in my opinion, you got nothing. Hey, my name's Peter Hurley. I'm a portrait photographer in New York, and here I am in my city. I knew I was a portrait photographer because that's what I do. I just am intrigued by the fact that we all look so different. We have so many different expressions we can make. Why not go for them? Maniacal. The art of capturing expression is simply working with your subject to get organic and spontaneous life out of them, human stuff. Now, forehead like a chicken. Hold that, I like like that, good. When you have a person, technical is out the window. I'm 90% therapist, 10% photographer. The technical's done. I'm Peter Hurley, and it's all about making faces in portraiture. Come check out my class at kelbytraining.com. Shebang, shebang, shebang! #1 catchphrase.
Welcome back to Photography Tips and Tricks. RC here. Now, we've got Kelly Mondora from Westcott, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about strip lights, why would we use them, and what kind of accessories you can use. You're going to want to take a look at this.
Okay, thanks guys. Anyway, I'm Kelly Mondora. I'm the Vice President of Westcott, and we get asked a lot of times why somebody would use a strip over a standard box. To put it very simply, what a strip allows you to do is to really define that light. It works perfect as a hair light, an accent light. If you're doing a wedding portrait and you just want to run that light just right along the bodice of the dress, a strip is a perfect tool to do that. Again, so a strip just really just concentrates the light. Now, an A-crate grid, people always ask and say, why do I need a grid? What a grid will actually do, it's almost like a paintbrush for a painter. It's going to sculpt that light, and it's going to make it very narrow and direct it exactly where you want it. So if you want no light to spill onto your background and you want it to go straight on your subject, that's when you would use a grid. So we're going to go ahead and attach, this is a 40-degree grid, and a rule of thumb is the smaller the number, the tighter the cells, the more direct the light. So as you can see, we're just going to go ahead and attach this. It attaches with Velcro, just very quick. And now you've added even more direction and control to your light. So again, a grid is just fantastic for just putting that light exactly where you want it to go. So I hope that tip helped you guys. If you guys want to learn more, you can log on to fjwestcott.com. We have a ton of tips on our university, so you can learn all the little ins and outs of lighting. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much, Kelly. Now, let's take a break for a second. I want to share with you something. This is the Peach Pit deal. Peach Pit has a book that you can get 40% off on. It's normally $27.99. You can get it for $16.99. It's an ebook, and it's the Adobe Masterclass Photoshop ebook by Barry and X Perello. Make sure you could take a look at it. Go to the peachpit.com website and make sure that you use the code KelbyTV. You can get 40% off, and we thank Peach Pit for that. Now, before we go somewhere else, I want to talk to you about Jerry Ghionis. Jerry Ghionis is a phenomenal photographer. He's got posing, and he does a lot of wedding stuff, and some of his stuff is just beautiful. He's got some great tips for us as well. Take a look at these.
I want to give you a couple of ideas on actually shooting in this kind of lighting. Now, many of us would walk past a situation like this and actually totally ignore this as a possibility for a location for a photograph. But I find the most important thing in photographing in a situation like this is getting a clean little pocket of light on their faces. The cool thing is, if we shoot quite wide as well, and we expose the brightest highlight on their face, then all these shadows are going to be almost pitch black. It's going to look awesome. I'm thinking though, if I shoot in this direction, so you sort of see how there's really not much going on, where the texture is a lot nicer. So what I'm thinking is getting a moment between them right here, shooting from around about this kind of an angle, and then we get that beautiful play of light and that texture there as well out of focus. So we can almost make this look like a Hollywood scene, which I think would be really awesome. It's important when we're shooting in the sunlight to give the guys an idea or a pose that they can handle in the sunlight. So looking down, looking away, kissing, things like that. Or if you want a shot looking into the sun, probably the best advice I can give you is get them to look somewhere you want to look, and they'll be squinting, and then you say close your eyes, and then you say on the count of 3, look that way. 1, 2, 3, click. And now they can be squinting for all you care. It doesn't matter. All I want is a fraction of a second to get that particular shot. So let's try something like that. So I might do it a bit a semi-romantic, sort of stylistic sort of shot. So they're looking quite cute there as they are. So I'm not going to get your hands right on him there, darling, just over here. I want to bend that wrist for some nice softness around the waist. I'm going to get you a little bit closer there for me, darling, and just come back a little bit. Beautiful. So it's really important to get that clean pocket of light on their faces, and you can sort of see where the direction of light's coming from. It's very obvious, but if I shoot on this direction here, I'm shooting on the shadow side of the face, which we're saying is going to be 3-dimensional, nice and deep, very dramatic. Okay. And also tilt of the head might add a bit of intrigue there as well. So I want you to tilt this way and turn your face a little bit this way to the left. Your other left. A bit more. Perfect. Very good. So nice and soft with the hands. Now do me a favor. I want you to just lean your upper bodies forward. That's it. And chins up a little bit. You see how that shadow cuts across the corner of the eyes? That's really important. Chin up a little bit there, mate. So you sort of see how Brent here has actually got, his eyes are sunken a little bit more than hers, which means that his chin has to be a little bit higher. Otherwise, his eyes might be in shadow, which is not really a problem, I guess. It's more forgiving for a guy to have shadows underneath the eyes as opposed to a girl. But I mean, that's quite nice. Nothing too romantic, nothing too stylistic. What I want to do now is, I want to photograph from this angle, showing you that this background is nowhere near as exciting or as strong as that background. There's sort of not much going on, but let's do it first and we'll show you. 200 ISO, daylight white balance. We'll shoot at 2.8. And stay where you are for me, Brent. Rosie, come closer to me. Do you see that shadow cutting across your face? There we go, close the gap. Beautiful, hold it there. Now, you see the lights falling on Brent quite nicely, and we have things falling on the truck behind us. But come a little bit this way, so we get even light on both of you. That's better. See how the brightness on their faces is the same? A bit more this way. There we go, perfect. Now chins up, guys, looking at my hand. I want you looking at the top of that emergency sign. Okay, close your eyes for a second. Close your eyes. Keep it there. On the count of 3, I want you to open up your eyes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so nice quality of light in their faces, but again, the background doesn't excite me too much. So I'll leave them there, change my angle, and see if we can get a bit more, sort of, I don't know, a bit more finesse there on the background. Hold it there. Okay, now I'm shooting their profiles. Chin up a little bit there, darling. I'm shooting their profiles, but what's happening is that his nose is crossing the bridge of his cheek, which actually makes the nose look a little bit bigger. So either we turn him into a complete profile, or we bring his face back. So I think his profile's quite nice, but now the hand doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna bring your hand down there, darling. And now I can see that her left hand's doing nothing on the side. So I'm gonna get you guys to hug with your hands on the side there like that. Beautiful. And that hand's looking a little bit sloppy, that right hand. So we're just gonna adjust it a little bit. Just go underneath there and just bend the wrist in a little bit. Yeah, beautiful. So close your eyes, look at the top of that sign again. Chin up a little bit there, darling. See how the light's not falling on her nicely now? The sun's moved a little bit, guys. Move a bit to your left. There we go. Now we've got that clean pocket of light on both of them. All right, so nice background. Close your eyes, guys, for a split second. Close your eyes and the count of 3, open. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And it looks a lot more dramatic because we're exposing for the highlight. We've got some dappled light on the shadows there on the wall. It's looking fantastic. So guys, hopefully that's given you some ideas. If you'd like to learn more from me, go to kelbytraining.com.
Hi everybody, Scott Kelby here. I'm the Conference Technical Chair for the upcoming Photoshop World Conference and Expo. I want to tell you something new we're doing for 2013 I think is going to have a really big impact. So we have over 100 training classes over the 3 days. What we've done is we've divided these very carefully into 7 training tracks. It's like having 7 conferences all in one place at the same time, and you can choose which one you want to go to. For example, let's say that you come to Photoshop World and you really want to learn Lightroom. Well, we have a Lightroom track that runs every day throughout the conference, so you can go there and learn nothing but Lightroom. Or what if you wanted to learn lighting? You can go and get the best instructors teaching you lighting every single day. We have 7 different tracks that are going, and by the way, if you're in a track, you don't have to stay in that track. You can go into any track you like and switch anytime, many times as you want. That's what's great about this. It gives you complete control over creating a custom conference experience with 7 different tracks to choose from. I hope I'll see you at the upcoming Photoshop World Conference and Expo.
Welcome back, everybody, to Photography Tips and Tricks, RC here. Now, we have a website for you to take a look at before we get to the contest. The website that I want you to look at is Brooke Shaden. Take a look at this, brookeshaden.com. This is a fine art photographer, conceptual photographer. She has some beautiful, beautiful images here. So if you want a little bit of inspiration, right? She sells prints, she does all sorts of stuff, but her work is just, it's very hard to classify. I mean, I think fine art is a great way to say it, but I mean, it just has such a neat look to it. So make sure that you take a look at that. brookshaden.com, that's the website to watch this week. We absolutely love her work. Now, a couple things before we go. Photoshop World, April 17th through the 19th at the Orange County Convention Center in Florida. Guys, it is coming up. Make sure that you come visit with us here in Orlando. It's going to be a phenomenal time. Now, contest. We have a couple of things that we want you to win. But before we do, I'm going to show you how to do it. Go over here to the Kelby TV website. On the Kelby TV website, you're going to find photography tips and tricks. Click on that and find the episode that you're going to go to. So in this case, it's going to be episode 23. Go all the way down to the bottom of the comments. Leave your name, leave your email, leave us a website if you have one, and then leave the comments. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, tell us what you want to see next season. One of you guys is going to win an Impact 32-inch black and white umbrella with a removable cover and an Impact Lighting Equipment and Accessories umbrella stand or umbrella mount. So this plus this will get your umbrella onto a stand and get you out shooting. So it's a great accessory from Impact. Congratulations to whoever's going to win it this time. Now, a couple of things that I wanted to kind of share with you guys. I know that it's going to come in at one point or another, so I'll just go ahead and toss these out of here. I just got a text message from my buddy Jay. The light that we were talking about on this episode was a ProTac HL. So when you want to really, like the portable light that I was talking about that's really bright, this is 600 lumens. That's the light that I'm using now that I think is pretty neat. So ProTac HL, it's probably about 70 bucks or something. Let's see, other questions that people will ask. iPhone case that I'm using here, I know it's going to come up. That is that Softech line that we're working down there at the very top. I'll show that to you real quick. That's the little mobile wallet, right? So that's what this guy is right here. And then this stand, always comes up in the comments, is just the Jewel 2 stand. So trying to head some stuff off at the pass. But guys, I want to talk to you guys about this. We really appreciate all of you guys taking a look at stuff, coming over here and watching week by week on the site, on YouTube, all of these other places. We want to hear from you. We're getting tons of feedback on what we can cover throughout the season. This is the last episode of this season. We're going to come back probably, I think, in May. I think it's late April, early May. We're going to take a break for Photoshop World and do all of that kind of stuff. But we'll come back with another season of tips that are all going to be generated by you guys. Now, on behalf of all of us here, we really appreciate the fact that you guys come and watch. We can't wait to do this again with you next season. Take care.